Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk about like a new sort of set of videos I want to release starting from this one, which is going to cover some of the basics of software engineering, especially like the mistakes that new software engineers make or people who are starting to learn how to program. And so I'll have a series of 5 videos. This is my first video about this, and we'll focus on one of the mistakes that early or new programmers make. So let's get into it. I'm going to jump you over onto my computer, and then you can see some piece of code that I've written, and I'll talk about why these mistakes are not great. So we'll just jump straight on. Okay, so the first mistake a lot of programmers make is not naming their variables appropriately. So this is not so bad if you're writing a small script. However, it's a bad habit to get into, primarily because when you write your code, you want to make sure it's easy for yourself to understand, especially if you want to come back to it. And also, whilst you're working on it, maybe you want to expand your code, and if you've not named your variables properly, then you're going to have to spend a lot of time trying to understand what's what in your own code. So as you can see on this screen here, I've got a little function that basically calculates the total worth of someone's Tesla investments, right? And I have A representing the Tesla share price. I have B representing the number of shares owned by Tesla, and I have C being a variable which will be computed to calculate the total worth of the Tesla investments. So as you can see from here, imagine if these comments weren't there, you would be really confused as to what any of these even mean, okay? And it's important to realize that if you want to share your code with other people, or if you are working in a team with other software developers who want to understand what you've written, then using variables like A, B, and C are definitely not going to make you the favorite team member, I should say, because this will really basically piss people off.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Because they have to spend time understanding your code and what you've written. So you definitely want to avoid this at all costs. Some more appropriate names for these variables would be something like Tesla share price, and then this was number of Tesla shares owned, and then this can be total value of Tesla investments. And then you can replace these again with Tesla share price, number of Tesla shares owned, and total value of Tesla investments. So now the codes will still run exactly the same as it did before. It's just that now it is actually readable if you're working with the code. So now you know that this equation here calculates the total value of Tesla investments by multiplying the Tesla share price with the number of shares owned. So this now helps someone else who's reading the code, or even yourself if you come back to it at a later date, understand what the heck you've actually even written. And as you can see from this, you don't even have to write any extra comments like there were before, because your code itself is readable enough. So you can, make sure you do this to have a good, I guess, habit of naming variables appropriately. And as you can see, I've used a concept called camel casing, where the first word is not, the first letter of the first word is not capitalized, but the following ones in the variable are. So if you follow this standard, then you don't have to have various casing standards, because some people end up writing maybe a variable in all capitals, like, I don't know, hello. Another person might end up writing them in all underscores, like this, not underscores, all lowercase, like so. God damn it, it changes all the time. Like that. Someone else might capitalize the first one. So you want to try and be consistent basically with how you name your variables really, because otherwise it can get confusing, because if you read out the variable name, you don't know what is capitalized and what isn't. So a good practice is just to have a standard way of writing your variable names, which generally is the camel casing method, which is as shown here. So all of these are camel cased. That's my first topic I wanted to cover in terms of mistakes that beginner programmers make. So if you found this video useful and you learned something new, give it a like, share it with people you know. Also comment down below to tell me, did you make this mistake when you started programming, or have you noticed now that it is a thing that you do? Let me know, I'd want to hear. And subscribe to my channel because I have a lot more tutorials that I'm going to bring out, as well as more in this series of beginner mistakes. As you can see here, there's 4 more videos at least that I'm going to make on beginner mistakes. So yeah, I shall see you in the next video and enjoy coding. See you around.